counseling psychologist on The Healing Process every Thursday, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Rev-Up St. Lucia 95.9 FM. That's The Healing Process, Thursdays, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Rev-Up St. Lucia 95.9 FM. Let the healing process begin.
This is The Healing Process coming your way today, folks. When it comes to dealing with the challenges, the changes and crises of life, it is important to seek help early. Don't sit around sucking your thumb until that chassis is on the road. The earlier you seek help, the shorter and easier it will be because there will be less of a mess to deal with. Contrary to popular notion, counseling is not just for crazy people. It's for anyone who can benefit from an outside objective expert perspective to help them enjoy their little lives to the fullest. I am Dr. Phil.
And I am Claire, welcoming you again to another episode of The Healing Process. And we want to send hearty greetings to you, our listeners and viewers, starting right here in St. Lucia, then moving on to the diaspora and, of course, around the globe. Whether it's good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are, we welcome you warmly and thank you for choosing to join us for another episode of The Healing Process. Remember, our desire is simple, yet it is profound. To touch your life in a meaningful way, offering you the tools, the truth, and the encouragement that will help you live your life to the fullest.
Remember, it's yours. The emphasis was on yours.
And no one can live your life for you.
That's right. It's telling that from our hearts. Yes. So a word of caution as we navigate through our topic.
Well, before you go there, Phil, let's extend congratulations to the St. Lucia Labour Party on their victory at the polls under the leadership of Honorable Philip J. Pierre, and to all the 17 candidates who were successful and who will form the government for the next 5 years. Unfortunately, we know that not everyone can be a winner. In life, we won't always be winners. Sometimes we succeed, sometimes we fall short, or we lose. What truly matters is how we respond afterward.
That's right.
And of course, hats off to those who are brave enough to serve in politics, because not everybody is cut out for that. Especially in the capacity of Prime Minister. It's no easy task. It means carrying the weight of an entire nation's needs, facing long and demanding days, enduring sleepless nights, and, of course, perhaps earning a few gray hairs along the way.
while leading your own family, while taking care of your own family. It's a tremendous task.
And for us who believe in a sovereign God, we thank Him for the privilege of choice. And we prayed that His will would be done on earth as it is in heaven. That was our prayer.
And we want the listening audience to know that we're not just saying these words. Months before the hurricane season and the election was called, we were praying that God's will be done so that we can accept whatever happens afterwards and encourage people no matter what.
So whatever the outcome, we give thanks for the 17 men and women that God has chosen to form the government, because the Bible tells us that God is the one who sets up kings and governments.
In spite of our attempts, our tricks, in spite of it, at the end of the day, we will fulfill the will of the sovereign God.
Yes.
And that's what makes persons like myself fall asleep at peace before the election, after, because I know who's on the throne.
Yes. So whoever won the elections, we would have given thanks the same way. And we also pray for wisdom and insight for the government right now, that they may be guided to care for the health and the many needs of the people with compassion and, of course, of course, resilience and strength. Yes.
However, we need to hear a word of caution.
Yes.
I look at the results of an election like a divorce. And sometimes you're married to somebody and you have issues that led to a divorce. Both parties would be saying things about one another. After the divorce, you can either prove to each other that I was not worthy of being with you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can, if it's a wife, you can make a statement about yourself. Boy, I regret my choice to divorce. Or I am happy I made that choice. It's up to you. I hope you get it. The opposition, they now can take the opportunity to send a clear statement to the public that we regret we lost you, or we are happy we lost you. Those in power, we are going to make a statement to prove to you that you made the right choice, or we regret we made that choice. Mm. Just imagine your husband divorced you. You could beat up yourself, go about showing that what he said about you was true, or you go about your business, you call Masigwes, and you're proving to the world that you were not what he thought about you. And he himself or she herself will regret or be happy. A word to the wise. So, a word of caution. When there is a political win, let us consider that winning is not just about celebration. It's about responsibility. Our advice to the winner is that you stay humble and that you recognize that your win was not only your effort but also support from those who rallied around you and with you. It also includes you showing gratitude. How do you do that? By thanking all those who helped you along the way. And we have heard some express their thanks to constituents and persons who supported them. Mm-hmm. That gets my stamp of approval.
On both sides.
As a spiritual leader in the country. Can you use your influence wisely? Because winning gives you a platform. Use that platform to uplift others, not to boast about yourself. Mm. I remember, and I will not forget, words that stood out to me clear when the Pope was being inaugurated, Pope Francis. He said, when words does not match reality, we are headed for confusion. Mm-hmm. So if you said something, you made promises, and at the end of the day, that does not match that which is existential, the reality, then people are going to see you for who you are. Mm-hmm. You're making a statement about yourself. Again, I heard the Roman Catholic priest from Babuno. I heard his words encouraging the people. I heard him saying he's going to take the lead in doing what the privilege that was given to him. And I listened to him throughout, and I was impressed with the way that he led the way in encouraging his people to do the right thing.
As a leader.
As a leader, yes. So you can use your influence wisely, because winning gives you a platform. Use that platform to uplift others, not boast about yourself. It goes for pastors too. Our platform is the pulpit.
Yes.
There we can either uplift ourselves that didn't die for people, or we can uplift Jesus Christ who died for people.
That's right.
Now, because you won doesn't mean you're done. The work is not over.
It's just beginning.
You need to keep growing. Don't ever think you've reached the top. And don't stop opening yourselves up to learning from others. Winning the election doesn't mean the journey is over. No. It's the beginning of another 5 years. And most of all, never forget to include others. Even those who did not win. Invite them to join you in building something bigger and better together. Now, it's easy when we're not in power to say, I'm going to bridge the gap. I'm going to embrace others. I'll do like Mr. Compton, I'll do like this one or that one. Now you're in the driver's seat with a heavy mandate. You can bless us by changing legislations that encourage violence. By that, on top on my list is what happens in the house, where people will say vile things about each other, where they will dehumanize others, lies, all type of things, knowing that they cannot be taken to task. Now you're there with a heavy mandate. We are looking forward to such legislations be put into place that would prevent that from happening. People can say what they want outside if you are willing to accept that you can be sued for spreading rumors or making derogatory remarks about people hurting their families. And we saw that over the years happening on both sides. So now when we lose, and no one likes to lose.
Definitely not.
But this is life.
Yes, life happens.
Claire and I, we enjoy tennis. And we have our favorites. But our favorites, they really get to where they are today because of the ones before them. We support Mr. Federer and Mr. Nadal, but there is a giant called Djokovic. And this guy is the one who really pressed the others to learn when they lost their match.
To be their best at the sport.
That's right. And we see now Sinner and Alcaraz, they are bringing out the best. When Alcaraz would lose, he'd go and study, what did my opponent have above me? So losing is part of life. You cannot win all the time.
Nope.
You will get complacent. We are human beings. So we have to accept, fight to win, because we don't want to.
Nobody wants to lose.
You're not fighting a boxing match. You're not taking part in a boxing match to lose. You don't want to get blows. But you will get blows anyway. So, when we lose, and no one likes to lose, but life happens, things happen, this can be applied to every area in our lives. Remember, losing is not failure. I wish Keena could repeat that after me.
Losing is not failure.
Right. Losing is not failure. I remember I thought I was okay with the theory of music when I went to do grade 5. I did not even study too much. And I had a rude awakening. I remember the nun from the St. Joseph convent telling me, Sister Claire, right, I should have remembered that. But by the time you get to the other grade 5 or grade 4 would be useless. But I took it so hard, and I went back, and I did better the next time. So sometimes we get complacent because we think that we know what we don't know. And we get a rude awakening, but we can make a statement about ourselves. Either we learn from our mistakes and see to it that we don't allow people to define us by our mistakes and move on to better things. So now, if you cannot accept your loss gracefully, then guess what? You lose twice. Au capet deux fois. Once in the competition and again in character. As I said, the opposition can have the populace to say, wow, I made a mistake. Or, boy, I am so happy I did what I did. The populace can say about the government, boy, I regret what I did because they're making a statement about themselves. Oh boy, I'm happy that I did what I did because they're making a positive statement about themselves. It's up to you. How does that sound, Kina?
Sounds pretty good. I love the way you're wording it.
Yes, just imagine you're married to a guy, Kina. All right, I'm looking forward to that. And this guy is naughty and he's giving you trouble and he divorced you. You can now join him in his naughtiness, or you can desire, after probably counseling, to make a statement about yourself that when this person see you on the street, boy, I regret so much I divorced that woman. And I have known several cases that end up like that. Persons who never believed people would change, they thought people would get worse. But that experience changed them drastically for the better. So this is it we are saying to our politicians. Those that God has placed, and remember, it's something of them. This includes the leader of the opposition. Don't forget that when you're speaking about government. And we're speaking about government here. If you cannot accept your loss gracefully, then guess what? You lose twice. Once in the competition, and again in character. We know it is easier said than done.
We know that.
That's why we are here helping. We are so sorry. There is an elderly lady, 94 years of age. She didn't take it too well. She lost it. My heart went out to her.
Yes.
I hope the government can reach out to the elderly and reassure them that is not what you think. We are not going to do anything to harm you. They need a reassurance. I hope when the Prime Minister is addressing the nation that he can make particular, he can be concerned about incidents like this and reassure these people because they are frail. She was very, very fearful. A lady that used to call a particular radio station often, and she had fun with the host every day. And we thought she was joking when she called that day.
Yes.
But indeed, she lost it. And
sadly.
And we hope that those around her can get some positive help for her, that we can hear again in her usual way of communicating with the host. Okay, so
it's easier said than done.
Yes, Claire. It takes...
And we know why. Because the disappointment and the sadness, it's real.
Yes.
It's real. But you can do so by acknowledging the outcome without bitterness, resentment, or hatred. You can choose to do it. We have choices in every walk of life.
Yes.
So you can choose to acknowledge the outcome without bitterness, without resentment or hatred.
Again, back to the divorce analogy. You can break down crying, and you're not taking care of yourself as a divorcee, male or female. You're not going to the beauty salon. You're not going to the barber to take care of yourself. Get counseling, but take care of yourself. Do the nails. Dress up properly. Say to yourself, I am not going to remain there like that for that person to tell the world, you see, this is why I divorced that person. That person is crazy. But when you tell yourself, Mwen kai amase gwes, nom ebi fam sa kai gade mwen.
Your favorite phrase.
Yes. Yo kai gade mwen, ek yo kai regrete yo divorce mwen. So it is. Make a statement about yourself. Let people know who you are. And when people are making statements about themselves, don't find excuses for them. They made a statement about themselves. Use that for your interaction with that individual.
So we have some quotes that can help us capture the idea of accepting loss and moving forward.
Share with us.
I'm sure the listeners or the viewers can identify with some of them, or you may know some of them. The first one is don't cry over spilled milk. Now, having said that, I remember a long time ago speaking to a young lady. She got pregnant. And I was speaking with her. I wasn't qualified yet or anything, but I was having a conversation with her, and she was really distraught about the whole...
I mean, not qualified in the counseling?
In the counseling.
Okay.
I had not gotten any certification as yet.
All right.
But I was speaking with her, and she was in tears, and she was distraught about the fact that she was pregnant, a young person. And I just said to her, you can't cry over spilled sperm.
Okay.
And she just burst out laughing.
There we
when
go.
I said it. It came out funny, and she laughed and laughed and laughed.
Just what she needed. Yeah.
So it's a classic proverb, meaning once something is done, you can't change it. So what are you going to do? Stay in the same position? No, you have to move on. Find a solution. Move on. Then we have fall 7 times and stand up 8. But we're not predicting anything, right?
Sounds like a Japanese proverb,
We're not
isn't it?
predicting anything for any politicians or anything like that.
No.
It's just those quotes. It's a Japanese proverb reminding us that resilience matters more than the fall. So it doesn't matter how many times you fall, but can you get up
Yes.
and keep going and keep moving on? We have another one. Every setback is a setup for a comeback.
There we
Sounds
go.
so nice. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. It's a motivational saying that reframes loss as preparation for future success.
This takes us back to
So
the...
the guy what's his name? The guy who did the light bulb. How many times he tried? Einstein? No?
No, it's not Einstein. It just slipped me.
Okay, well, he tried almost 1,000 times. How many times? I can't remember, but... and then he got through.
Yes.
Yes, so...
You try many, many, many times.
Yes.
And,
Yes. Then there's this one. You can't start the next chapter if you keep rereading the last one. You can't start the next chapter if you keep rereading the last one. You know, sometimes you're reading a book, like your concentration is not what it's supposed to be. And you've read one chapter, like when you're studying, you study one chapter, and you want to move on to the next, but you can't remember a thing. You have to go back to the next one,
yes.
to the first one. Oh my gosh. And how many times you go back to the first one?
If you had taken your time, chapter 1, take your notes,
Yeah.
brief
Try
notes,
to understand.
your notes after that, then next one.
So it's true in every walk of life. You can't start the next chapter if you speak about relationships, and it's the same. If you're divorced or separated from somebody, if you keep sitting down and just thinking only if or that's how it used to be, you won't get anywhere.
You will not learn what brought me to that stage. What did I contribute?
Yes.
You just think on the shortcomings of the individual, but it takes two. And the person who is hurting should, after a while, now, what did I contribute? So if perhaps you're going to start a new relationship, you would not carry that baggage into the next one.
Next, yes.
But if you just in the corner, blaming the person, wishing evil for the person, you will not learn.
And sometimes the other party is moving on without you.
There we
And
go.
there you are, looking, sometimes stalking the person to see what they're doing, who they're going out with, who they're seeing. And so you're stuck in that last chapter. You're not going to be able to write your next chapter.
You're making a statement, a big plaque on your back. I am not worthy material for a relationship.
That's right.
Because persons are watching. If I am looking for somebody to settle down, and you just left a relationship and you were stalking, you were cursing, you were doing all sorts of things to the person, you're not taking care of yourself. That's not an individual I would like to invest in my life.
So this one is a more modern quote about letting go of the past.
Yes.
And we have the last one. What's done is done, and it's time to move forward. So this one is just simple and direct. Look here. What's done is done, and it's time to move forward.
Sometimes because of...
Sometimes we need shock treatment like that.
Yes. Sometimes because of economical reasons, financial reasons, it might be difficult.
Yes.
But you need to move on. Life is passing by swiftly.
That's right. Very swift. Look at the gentleman that his nephew that stabbed him, and he was only trying to give some
There we go.
positive advice to him as
There
a
we
young
go.
person, and he got
Yes.
killed for it. So you need to do some honest reflection by asking yourself. Remember, we're speaking about when you lose. Do some honest reflection by asking yourself, what can I learn from this experience? And we can always learn.
But Claire, since we're speaking about restoration, if I have to die, I'd rather die trying to do good to another.
Yes.
He died a hero.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to make peace between the two. And unfortunately, he lost his life. I would rather lose my life in that way than as a thief that was shot for breaking into somebody's house,
Smuggling drugs.
raping, or something like that. I would rather die trying to assist another citizen.
Yes. So, folks, it was George Santayana, I hope I pronounce his name well, who once said, and I quote, "Those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it." Now, that's different than staying stuck in the past. But of course, a chip will not be removed from your brain and you forget the past, right?
No.
You will remember things. Because if you can't remember what you did that did not work for you, how are you going to say to yourself, I am not going to repeat that behavior? You need to remember what you did.
Right.
You can't forget it.
It's just like the phrase, forgive and forget. This is not a reality.
No.
We don't want to forget. But when you forgive, the impact is less.
Yes. So those who cannot remember the past are condemned to repeat it. That's what George said. We can paraphrase it. If we don't learn from history, we are doomed to repeat it. So it emphasizes the importance of reflection and learning from mistakes, whether in our personal life, whether in politics, or in our society. It's a powerful reminder that loss or failure only becomes truly negative if we refuse to learn from it.
But here again, if we refuse to learn from history, negative or positive, if we forget the negative things that we don't want to be repeated, if we forget that, we will repeat it again, or the probability is high that we might repeat it. And if we forget the good things that people did, because here we are remembering the good things that others said, and we are quoting them, we are repeating history, but it is a positive. So, negative or positive, it is very important to take stock of history and let it teach us.
Yes, the negatives can teach us.
Yes.
Yes.
So, we need to stay resilient, isn't it? When we speak of staying resilient,
and we're speaking about when you lose.
Especially
Yes.
when you lose. It means the situation you are able to handle stress. In the situation, you are able to handle the stress associated with it. If anything changes, all of a sudden, you are capable of handling it. It doesn't break you. And that means a mental breakdown, where you might have to see a neurologist because of that. You are able to bounce back, recovering and moving forward. You won't give up that easily. You are still able to hold on to your goals. Don't forget, life is unpredictable. You can't escape the stresses of life.
You can't.
As long as you didn't have computers And these
So you
days,
start with people, persons, and remembering that the other person will say the same thing about you.
there we go. Yes. So as long as you're dealing with
So
human beings,
computers.
and human beings cannot be all the same in thinking. Some of us, we're stressing ourselves because we want to meet people like ourselves, and you have flaws. So you want everybody to have your flaws. Even if you're a good person, I want to be a good person in my country. I have no dream of doing evil to people. But I am not a unique person. I am not, when I say unique, I am not outside, I am not perfect. We are all sinners by nature and practice. And I find myself within that bracket. The only thing I can boast about is the righteousness of Jesus as the Christian community embraces. This now is not to make us forget the others that are not there yet. We must have compassion and pity on them. That not everyone will be able to recover from the political demise that they find themselves.
In the same way.
In the same way, we must understand and be patient with those that cannot see it like you and I. You and I, rest assured, we are mature enough to know that everyone cannot win. We are godly people who fears God and accepts His will.
Yes.
But not everyone can reach out at that level and extend it to others. So we must be patient with others.
For some, the hurt is very deep.
Yes, very deep and severe.
Yes.
And don't forget that Claire and I, we are counselors. And if you just cannot handle it, reach out. But do not take your life. Don't do that. Because your party is not in power. As far as I know, there is no government that we have seen that has interfered with our Christian freedom, freedom of worship, even your freedom of some behaviors that is unacceptable by the scriptures. You have your freedom. So you don't have any reason to fear. Pray for the government and show by example that you're a good citizen. Let the others see that regardless, especially if they know that you are not supporting this one or that one, let them know that God is on the throne.
Yes.
Comfort them, encourage them, share with them, and help them to move on. Remember, Claire and I, we are not just telling you that. I would not preach on my pulpit this party or that party. I don't do that. The people in the ministry, I don't think they know. I have not given them any reason to know where I vote, where I don't vote, because I have to lead the people. And all types come to me. And I don't interfere with their choice. Do you understand that, people? So when we're speaking about stay resilient, we're not just coming up there with a philosophy that's good on paper. We actually practice it for ourselves. I spoke to my wife. I don't know what my wife did as far as voting is concerned. Okay, I do not poke my wife and find out, or I don't. Whatever she did, we prayed that it is for the glory of God, isn't it?
That's right. That's
so
right.
we are not coming here speaking to you as experts, as citizens like yourself, that do have the capacity, citizens who do have the capacity to hurt like yourself, if we do not understand certain important facts about life. And politics is the science of governance, whether it's in the family, whether it's in the church, whether it's in the country. It's the science of being governed and governing. And that's our choice as human beings many, many, many years ago. And therefore, we have the freedom to choose persons to lead us. Let us focus on that and do just that. So when we speak of staying resilient, it means in the situation you are able to handle the stress associated with it. If anything changes all of a sudden, it means you are capable of handling it. It does not break you. You are able to bounce back, recovering and moving forward. You won't give up that easily. That's important. It doesn't say don't give up, but not easily. And even if you have some sleepless nights, disappointment or losses, you are still able to hold on unto your goals. Don't forget your goals. Don't forget life is unpredictable. You can't escape the stresses of life. But be open to learning and growing from these setbacks. Sometimes we are so busy looking at the door that is closed. We are not conscious of the fall that has just opened. Remember, setbacks are temporary. Tomorrow offers a new chance, new choices. When I was learning to graft plants, guess what? Several failed, especially the mango. Go on YouTube, but they just give you so much information. I had to learn from the failures for myself. One thing I learned, don't try budding the mango tree when sap is not flowing. When it is sprouting new leaves, that's the time to graft. I learned that the hard way. And a mango teefy that I have finally caught. So if it wasn't for that, and even the papaya, I've learned several things, but I lost some of the ones that I cherished the most in the process. And finally I got it. So celebrating the success of others even when we ourselves did not win. This is an act of maturity and respect. It means offering genuine congratulations, not hypocritical congratulations. Can you genuinely congratulate your coworker? I know you love this party. I know you love this one, blue, yellow, red. And red is on the throne. I congratulate you. I pray that all goes well for everyone. Acknowledging the effort and participating in the joy without resentment by encouraging their next steps, speaking positively about their achievement, and even collaborating with them. We show humility and emotional strength.
Yes.
This attitude transforms rivalry into relationship, disappointment into dignity, and helps build unity in the families, the workplace, and communities. In the end, how we respond to others, that's their success, reflects our own character more than the outcome itself. Remember what I told you about the divorce? You can say what you want. He did me, she did me. But the way you deport yourself after that divorce will tell your story. You can start rebuilding your confidence by focusing on your strengths and preparing for the next opportunity. Here's a clear and encouraging way to expand that thought. You can choose peace by avoiding division or hostility. Losing with dignity is a victory in itself. Remember, the good word says, Proverbs 6:16, he that causeth division among brethren is an abomination to the Lord. Very strong words. We just look at one side of immoral behavior and castigate it as being an abomination, but a false witness. But the seventh, according to that proverb, is an abomination, which is the person who deliberately causes division. And our country is divided. The people are divided in thought, word, and deed. Those of us who know better, persons like myself, must look for every opportunity to succor those that lost.
Yes.
Choosing peace means recognizing that the outcome of any competition, whether in elections, sports, or personal goals, does not define our worth. Wow, again, I turn back to Alcaraz and Sinner. When Alcaraz lost to Sinner the first time, he went and he blobbed. But according to him, he went and he studied.
Yes, and he's ready for the next opportunity.
And he gave Sinner a place the next time. Now, both of them cannot win.
Yes.
Sinner took it like a gentleman, but he himself admitted He didn't blob in public, but he did his blobbing.
Yes.
But they went and revisited the videos and improved on their weaknesses. There we go. Losing with dignity demonstrates maturity. I really don't appreciate when persons like Djokovic, this guy is one of the best on the scene, and to have somebody like that breaking rackets, throwing a racket in the crowd, this is really a sign of immaturity. I'm glad that he has improved over the last few years, and I hope that it remains that way. But what are we saying? The racket didn't cause you to lose. You and your training and your preparation. If the racket would burst on you, then blame those who put it together. But the racket is an inanimate object. So the person to blame is yourself. So there we go. When we avoid hostility and accept results with grace, we show strength of character. Losing with dignity demonstrates maturity, earns respect, and preserves relationship. Again, Claire has a lot of respect for Alcaraz, Federer, because they learned early that breaking rackets.
Yes, and Nadal, remember we supported Nadal, and
Yes.
he never really broke a record.
No, there's no record of
racket.
that. Federer did that once, but then he grew out of that quickly. And now he has been given an honorary doctorate for his behavior and in international recognition for his behavior. So we're trying to encourage you in the recovery to develop a positive attitude so that persons can either regret that.
You can cry at home, right?
Yes. The candidates can cry at home and wipe their tears and show the public that they made a mistake in not choosing you. But again, I remember Malcolm J. Scholar gave me a plaque. It is one thing for you to be thought a fool, but it's another thing to open your mouth and remove all doubt. How about that, Kina?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Totally agree.
All right, so here is the opportunity. Prove to the populace that they made a mistake by not choosing you this time. Prove to the public that they didn't make a mistake when they chose you. It's time to make a statement about yourself. Weep if you have to weep. Dry your eyes. Pick up again and move on. Now, Claire.
Well, folks, we hope you got it. In life, what we are saying to you, the nutshell is, in life we cannot always be winners. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but the true victory is in how we respond.
Yes.
With humility in success and resilience in defeat. After every season of competition, whether in election, sports, or even our personal struggles, there comes a time or a moment when the noise fades and the results are settled.
Yes.
What matters most is not just who won or lost, but how we deal, how we heal, how we rebuild, and how we move forward together. And that process is called restoration. Now, the Oxford Dictionary describes restoration as the action of returning something to a former owner, a former place, or a former condition. But I have a question for us, St. Lucia. Do we really want to return to our former condition? Because another election season has come and gone. If we take a look back, what was our condition before?
Yeah, that's a
and
good
do
question.
we really want to return to where we were? Let's face the truth about ourselves. Because what do we have evidence of? Strained relationships as a result
Do
of
you
the
want
division?
to return to where you were, Claire?
No, definitely not. I want to be better.
There we go.
Conflict, there was conflict.
Yes.
Maybe there still is. Distrust between leaders and candidates and
Yes.
voters. Disunity, division, hatred, bitterness, resentment. I don't think we want to return to that.
No.
We want to
no.
return to something better, because restoration for us as a nation means leaving the former conditions behind and focusing on healing wounds, rebuilding trust, and refocusing on shared goals beyond political rivalry. Elections often leave divisions, we know that, but restoration is about moving from competition to collaboration for the good of all citizens, not just supporters, the good of all our St. Lucia, all our St. Lucian people.
That's where our navel is buried.
Our nation is bigger than any party.
That's right.
Yes. And we hope you are encouraged, the winners and the losers. We hope you heard us and you are encouraged as we continue that journey. Life goes on. The country has to go on. We're looking forward to the new government helping to heal our nation with the opposition, and we come together and see about the good of our nation.
We want to assure them, the 17 candidates, they will continue to be in our prayers.
Yes.
And I'm accustomed of when I hear them in the house, I go after them personally. All right, it's time for us to open the lines, Kina.
So the numbers you have to call if you're listening to
15
today's program, Restoration After the General Elections. The numbers to call, studio line 572-9710. Number again, 572-9710. WhatsApp 2870971. If you're not able to call us on WhatsApp, you can also send us a message there as well. The numbers again, 2870971. That's on WhatsApp, or 572-9710. That's our studio line. And we already had a few people chiming in on our social media platforms. Nikita Gina Janvier, she says, "Good morning, Doc, wife, and Kina. I kind of held on to this motto: if you don't learn from your own mistakes, then definitely learn from others in terms of the negative can teach us, Miss Claire."
Beautiful.
And she went on to say, "Yeah, I remember a professor in college once told me that you only fail when you give up. We need to move on peacefully. There's always going to be a winner and a loser." And we have a call, but that person somewhat hanged up, so let me see what's going to happen, if they're going to pick up. And we also have another, whilst I'm waiting for the calls to continue coming in, we also have another message on our social media platform, which is Facebook. And someone there says, "Good morning, Doc and wife and Kina. Blessed Thursday to you all.
Thank you.
Move on peacefully." That's what that individual says. And then they're agreeing with something that you said. Yep, true. And that's what they're saying pretty much. So let's see what's happening on our WhatsApp platform now. Let's see. They missed the Sylvester tried calling, but for some strange reason, it may have cut off. I'm seeing if I could call him back. But I'd like to add that when you and, okay, Mr. Sylvester is on the line. Good afternoon, Mr. Sylvester. How you doing?
Good afternoon, Kina. Good afternoon, Claire. Good afternoon, Dr. Phil.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you.
How is everybody? Yeah, that's nice. Oh, you always come in with some divine topic.
Oh, thank you for that.
Okay.
Thank you for looking at it that way.
Yeah. Dr. Phil, I have a question. What stood out for me this morning is when you said losing is not a failure.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's an opportunity to learn.
Yeah, that's correct. Very nice. But how many times can one lose or lose or accept he is a failure?
Well, we do not want people to...
Even...
hang on. Okay, but you ask how many times somebody has to accept that they are failure. When we lose once, twice, we need to learn from that. If we are not learning, something is wrong with us, because we must not allow people to define us by our mistakes, our losses. No one wants to lose, but that would depend on preparation. So if you keep on losing, that means you're not learning. You're not learning from your opponent. You're not learning, you're not studying, like in the case of cricket or in the case of tennis that Claire and I enjoy. The losers, they go back and they study what makes the others win. And they start training themselves.
By the way, Mr. Sylvester, I just checked. I mentioned the light bulb, but it was Thomas Edison. Yes. I just got some help from AI. Thomas Edison, he failed around 1,000 times before succeeding, the inventor of the light bulb. Yeah. So, I don't know if that answers your question. That's the number of times that you want to try.
Yes, it's up to you.
So the winning has to come from within you to say, I will.
Right, this is what I want. I have a passion for that, like Nadal and Djokovic. Djokovic wants 25. So he's going after it, even though he's 38. So it's up to you.
Okay.
All right, thanks for calling, huh?
Okay. Thank you so much for calling, Mr. Sylvester.
Appreciate your call.
Yes.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
But that's a good question that he asked.
It's Thomas Edison.
Yes, it is.
It just slipped me during the time.
Yes. So we want our country to move on, as most of you said, peacefully.
But please call. We want five calls. Remember, the December is here, and we want to be able to tell the sponsors, hey, it's worth it, this spending $500 because the callers are interested.
Remember that losing is only part of your story.
Yes.
I always mention that we all have a story, and every day there's a new chapter.
Okay.
So today you lose, it's another chapter.
We have another call coming in. Good afternoon, how are you?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sweetie.
What
How
happened?
is everyone doing?
We're doing okay.
What happened to you the last time?
I was not at home, so I was unable to call the last time.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for calling.
So
Talk to
what
us.
stood out for you?
What stood out for me today is if you can't accept your loss gracefully, you lost twice.
Very good. Very, very good.
And I also wanted to say that this is a great program, and I hope it reaches lots of people, especially the politicians.
As long as it reaches you, you're the one that listened, and as long as it can change your heart, that means you are going to say to your friends, I would like you to listen to Dr. Phil and Claire. And that is very important. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
So since you listened and you called, that's very important to us. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much
Bye.
for calling and reminding you that you could call the numbers. The numbers you have to call again. The numbers are 572-9710. That's the studio line. Or WhatsApp. You could send a message there as well. 287-0971. And during the topic today, and both of you were going back and forth on today's topic, which is one, it's very, very practical. It's about us taking responsibility and reflecting, and that really, really resonated with me, Dr. Phil and Claire. I was looking at aspects within my own life, because there are times where I didn't get it right, times where I had setbacks and challenges as well. And stepping on to the next chapter, even when Claire said it, you can start the next chapter if you keep reading from the first one, and that really, really resonated with me. And here's the part that touches me really well. It really touches my core. Resilience is not just about surviving. It's about how we show up for ourselves and for others in the midst of that, even when things don't go our way, even when we feel disappointed, when we could, choose an important thing as well that you both mentioned: compassion, integrity, and encouragement during that time. We lift each other's up, and that's very, very important for us to do, especially after the general elections and in our own lives as well. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Very welcome here, Kina.
The numbers to call again, 572-9710, 572-9710. Let's see, I think we have a call. 1 second. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Hello. Not hearing this person. Okay, we'll take this other one. Hi, hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Good afternoon, Kina. Good afternoon, Pastor Phil. Good afternoon, Claire.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Very interesting program.
Okay.
Well, what for me, I learned for myself, knowing the temperament that I have, I don't like to lose. I always want to be on the winning side. So when I get lost, I get disappointed. And for me, I have to learn on to what will I do next time for me to win if I want to take part in anything.
So you spoke about your temperament. What is your temperament that says that it's not that you have a temperament that and you don't like to lose. You have the propensity, okay? The temperament has that propensity
to always be in win.
You want to appear competent and in control, so the melancholies don't like to find themselves in a position of loss. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So
that's why I used to stay away from things when not taking part in anything, because I don't like to lose. But.
Right, and also the cholerics. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for calling.
Yes.
I'd also like to, make mention of some of the individuals who they're not commenting, but they're liking on our social media platforms.
Okay.
Agneta St. Marie, she actually liked. Someone else put a heart. TC Denver on our Facebook platform, and Jeff Jacoby.
Yes,
so good morning or good afternoon to you guys wherever you are listening. Thank you all so much for liking, for viewing as well. It's very important for us and this program. The other thing too, whilst we're waiting on individuals calling, the numbers again, I'll just like to say so. 572-9710, that's our studio line. 572-9710 or 2870971 on WhatsApp. Let's see if we have someone calling here. Good afternoon. Oh, no one on our studio line. The other thing that really stood out for me as well, Dr. Phil and Claire, is that when Claire said, and you said it as well, that setbacks are not the end of my story, our story. That's really important, because when you're going through challenges, something hits you, it really hits you in your gut. You feel it. You feel like, how am I going to make a comeback from this? I can't survive it.
Sometimes the setback is actually the seasoning in the story.
Right.
Just imagine that you have a blast story.
Mm-hmm. It's a setup.
Yes.
But that experience, for instance, in my life with Claire, when I saw this person crossing Constitution Park, all that I saw was this beautiful Indian, white teeth. I took that to work with me. Now, I never thought of anything else but that's somebody I would like to have in my life. But then the package had some defect. I didn't know that. But this defect, handling it the right way, gave us our story.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to go back over the negatives of that story? No, but the true story has to be told.
Yes.
And the people usually are taken up with the negative, so to speak, of the story. So don't allow the negative in that paragraph to keep you away from telling your story.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Your story is important, and there's somebody out there who needs to hear it.
Yes.
Because you would be encouraging them along.
Someone is on the line.
Hello, good morning.
Hi,
good afternoon, rather.
Hi, good morning.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
I have been quite fascinated about this program. When the caller just called earlier on and asked how many times does one have to lose,
yes,
failure or defeat. Because I gave a comment this morning on the feedback, and then I was asked if I'm happy. And I believe they won, we won as well. Because they won, meaning that the supporters of the party, but we won as fellow St. Lucians. At the end of the day, yellow and red, I want to give that to a national plateau. Everybody, listen to that carefully. At the end of the day, they're not going to say they're going to remove taxes for the red because red wins.
That's right.
And add taxes to the yellow. They're not going to say paupers' wage not going to be paid to yellow and going to be paid to red. Everybody has an equal right and an equal share to whatever benefits that are coming for St. Lucians. Why should we fight? Now, not just the people that cannot sustain and absorb the loss. It is the opponent that win that is going after them. This is the fear that is in them.
Right.
So we need to reach out to those persons that are celebrating the victory and urge them, tell them, please celebrate your victory. Proceed with due care and diligence. This is the word Mr. Stevenson King always like to use. Please do not antagonize.
Don't take too much time. We're really interested, and we should have called a little early on. Our time is gone.
Yeah, I can cut short as well, but I just want to tell them, take it easy with the losers. And the losers, you did not lose, because we are all going to benefit an equal share out of what's going on there.
So you reflected what Claire and I said in your own way, which is positive.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate your
Thank you so much for
contribution
calling.
very much.
You got his name?
Can I have your name, please, sir?
My name is Moses.
Moses. Okay. It goes into the box towards the draw month end. Thank you so much for calling.
Folks, don't forget, we want to get $500 from our sponsors. We want to impress them that you're interested in the program. So call us.
Well, folks, the elections are over. It's behind us, but the work of rebuilding together has just begun. So let us move forward with wisdom, maturity, and hope.
Yes.
I think our time is up.
Yes, it is.
And this has been the healing process with Dr. Phil and Claire, reminding you that healing begins with hope. So stay strong, stay united, and keep walking in healing. If you need to contact us, you can call us at 730-9009 or send us a WhatsApp. I find it's always easier to send a WhatsApp.
Yes.
And I can return the call. Or email us at thehealingprocess2021@gmail.com. thehealingprocess2021@gmail.com.
And if you want spiritual encouragement, don't forget you can listen to me on the Unprecedented Jesus on Sunday morning from 8 to 8:30. Don't forget that if you really want a spiritual encouragement. And I'm looking forward in the future to being there live, to be able to pray for our people after situations like this. We are working on this. So don't forget, this coming Sunday, you can listen to me on the Unprecedented Jesus from 8 to 8:30 on Rev-Up 95.9. Right.
So until next time, God bless you and God bless our country, St. Lucia.
This has been...
Bye-bye for now.
This has been the Healing Process right here on Rev-Up St. Lucia, reminding you that the Healing Process airs every Thursday from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Have you noticed behavioral changes in self and loved ones that trouble you? You're losing your mind, but it just wouldn't go away. Well, join Dr. Phil, clinical counselor, and his beloved Clarissa, counseling psychologist, on The Healing Process every Thursday, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Rev-Up St. Lucia 95.9 FM. That's The Healing Process, Thursdays, 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Rev-Up St. Lucia 95.9 FM. Let the healing process begin.
Sometimes the world feels uncertain, doesn't it? However, one truth remains. Jesus is still unprecedented. Join me, Pastor Dr. Phil Lay of Beacon of Hope Ministry, every Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. on Rev-Up St. Lucia 95.9 FM for the Unprecedented Jesus. Each week, discover timeless truths, deep spiritual insight, and messages of spiritual healing, breakthrough, and unwavering hope. This isn't just another broadcast. Hey, it's an encounter, one that invites you to see the unprecedented Jesus as never before. Limitless, life-changing, and always near. Just to make sure you got it, the unprecedented Jesus, every Sunday morning, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Rev-Up St. Lucia, 95.9 FM.
St. Lucia, we